and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, in which this is where I'm playing Resolve. So we're picking up where we last left off with the conclusion of the second part of the trial, and we go into the third and final part. February 23rd, 11:32 a.m. Defendant's antechamber. Joyful, jubilant, jumping jacks!
Oh, Maxime, I'm so pleased for you.
Locum student, Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum judicial assistant, Miss Mikatoba Esquires. Finally, my Douglas, that can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent. Proof that my T's innocent. Ah, good morning, my dear fellows. Harlock Sims! May you drink my tepid tea and full forever silent.
I thought the tea was innocent. Oh, Mrs. Soames, you came. How wonderful.
Please, save your duration. I know it. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for lunch. Your scorn's written clearly across your faces. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me, that's not what I thought. Tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. Such spirited determination has a beauty all its own, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep, I queried? Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? It happens. And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Brilliant deduction, Soames. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter?
Well, yes.
Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink at night. All night. And results? My first night I was exhausted. And began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shocking. And so the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Well, yes, it is. Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already. What others presuppose I prove by experimentation, that, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Do you remember this?
Huh.
Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bowels near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder souls. I managed to confirm that it contains strychnine. So I was right. Perhaps, though... Of course, some circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the battle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. So we got the battle poison.
Could I have a word?
Well, could I have a word? Gregson! I'll give it to you to come. Look at it. Excuse me. Wait a minute, Spectre? I don't wish to make a difference to myself. From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. My dear Inspector, pretend I'm not here. Please, speak for me. Please. Speak freely. Alright, man. I could do that life will be a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shakespeare's room?
Not yet. Put me on that. Tell me about something else. That dead conflict, actually. Oh, you mean the man from this newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shamsir's room?
A man by the name of Selden.
I went through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's fault. There's something in there that caught my eye.
Something caught your eye? What is Inspector? What?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you. So you can read it for yourselves. Thank you. So we get the capital offenders file.
These documents included details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Well, you're the ones who turned up the glue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful.
Indeed, my dear fellows, and the inspector here is a shining diamond in his crown. A shining diamond in the rough, maybe. Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lie, that's all. Counsel for defense! Defendant! Court proceedings about to resume. Make your way to the courtroom at once. Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. Not nodding off at all, certainly not. Thank you, Mr. Soames. Rather tired of seeing Mr. Slash float tears, especially so. Best of luck to you. Luke, I'm standing now to hold on! Yes, not to
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. It's all the grain of Mr. William Shakespeare. This is going to be the final battle. I don't really have safe second until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. It's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Yunosuke. You have to. Well, 12:30 p.m. Inside the courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the reasons, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim in the case we heard only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident. I echoes large and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, however. The prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur coming from dubious Eastern shores. Arigato! For that backhanded consideration. Rather cold assessment from the Honorable British Prosecutor, I must say. So it all done seems. Is the new witness president ready to take the stand? Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber. Very well. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please.
William Shakespeare, my days, for mine occupation. I can say only that I be a tragic victim to
Currently unemployed, in other words.
I'm Olivia, fledgling artist. Not a fledgling one. Hope is fair you 2 weeks spare to try with that she has no time for.
Also currently unemployed, in other words.
what a coterie.
Mr. Shamswell,
My lord, I am thy humble servant.
I am afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow mortal. The part you played in this whole business will be very scrutinized, I assure you.
I would for naught else, my lord.
And Miss Green,
Yes.
you are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I appreciate.
Yes, the officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon.
And do you accept the charge, Miss Green?
I don't know anything about any poison. And I don't know anything about this man.
Come, lady, die to thee. Verily, I know not thy prickly, pigmented personage.
Very well, let's proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair.
It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? Hey, baby, I would go to the East End anyway. So happened that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night of that man was poisoned, I was still in the hospital fighting for my life.
Yes, Harvey, unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Gary hospital. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I'm stuck in the middle of my back by a knife through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion. What other relevant things might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks on fear, Miss Green.
At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shakespeare's lodging is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no! The incident 6 days ago, you want me to relive that awful accident?
Unfortunately, yes.
please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shakespeare. But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court. And on the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. The evening of February 17th.
Gypsy stayed to go about 5 p.m. I was walking on the snow and I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it just happened to be just outside the house where the men, in this case, have their lodgings.
I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper.
It was the first time I had been in the area. I had no matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I made it straight to the hospital. So I knew nothing about all this business.
Yes, the second incident of the week at what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence. Meanwhile, you will say you are not in your room, Mr. Shakespeare. It was the following morning when I did waken that I learned of the dialogue. Mary, what commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine? When Suski was arrested on suspicions of attempted murder. I suspect that there's nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true. It seems as though they're related at first glance. I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. This is my one and only chance to expose it. Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses. Yes, my lord! Well, no matter, Miss Green. Please elaborate.
It was nothing really, not worth mentioning.
If you remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the card you were holding. Miss Green! What's that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
What does that have to do? This has nothing to do with Duncan.
Sir? Mr. Shakespeare, do you have something to share with the court? To be or not to be, that is the question. Ah, pray forgive me. The great waltz was springing from within me with now. Don't show me it's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps?
Nene, sire! 'Twas nothing at all. Presumably you know the name, though. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house. I would to be so, but sadly, nay. Lodging be a lowly occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be barely known to me. So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours. Miss Green.
My lord, I didn't something wrong.
The card that was mentioned before containing the note you have it upon your person.
I think yes, but I don't need any. In fact, I should throw it away here.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. Of course, that's what links Mr. Shakespeare and Miss Green. It's Duncan Ross. Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green.
Hold on. You pursued Mr. Shakespeare wonderfully there.
It worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. Alright, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere.
As your master's bus is promising an angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that.
Ah, yes, of course! Yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that, I suppose. Matter of fact, let's examine this. Do you remember where we found this torn off piece of envelope?
Yes, of course. There's Mr. Shakespeare's room.
For some reason, it suddenly started to bother me. The way it's been ripped, I feel sure I've seen the same pattern somewhere else.
Oh, I wonder if this could be what you're thinking of.
The envelope in which Miss Green's card came.
You know, the envelope in which Miss Green's card came.
Yes, that's it. Try putting them together and let's see.
They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with the card.
Update. know about that. I mean, there is, oh, I don't know, this. My lord, there are clearly grounds for being suspicious of that last statement. I'm sorry, counsel, but I fail to see why. Well, you know, I was just playing devil's advocate. Yes, you do appear to have something of the devil in you, Mr. Naruto. Says the man merely dishing out penalties. Yes, you didn't regain unconscious. Yes, you didn't regain consciousness until the day after the trial, did you? In the early hours.
Exactly, so how could I have anything to do with it? And yet you still hold me in here at the court like this, honestly.
So at the time of the poisoning, the witness was unconscious in a hospital bed. Could I have been more outside of everybody else?
And yet, in spite of that, you claimed that I was the culprit.
Well,
But you certainly haven't produced any evidence to support your wild claim, have you? None at all.
there you have it. The good lady has yet to set evidence my learning Nico is friend. That's what I need to do. I'm working on it. Counsel, I will point out here that the judge's next decision will be final. Really up against the wall here. Something that just feels off on it. So I'm looking at it, it's, oh, you updated this, you got this. sorry you had to go through that.
It was awful. I still can't believe I was in cuffs for so long. And I wanted to find out the case had been solved and the culprit arrested.
Yes, the incident has been resolved already. Perhaps it would help you to consider it about dreams that hindered your waking. And should now be forgotten.
Yes, I suppose so. Thank you.
But before you put it completely behind you, Mr. I need you to remember that. I need you to remember the details one last time. You must tell the court exactly what happened that day for us to arrive at the truth about this new case.
The trouble is there's nothing to tell really. I was just walking along the pavement.
What are you doing there that day, though?
What do you mean?
The art school you took. What's it called?
Yes, it's the Thorndike Academy of Finance. According to Mr. Soames, that's just in the vicinity of Brixton Road, which is some 10 steps away from the scene of the underground.
I believe you mentioned that before. You also live on Brixton Road, is that right? So why then would you have been walking along Briar Road in the middle of East End?
It's because, yes, of course. I thought it might make a nice picture.
The witnesses stood in the art, seated hiding artists can't all make grand modern these days.
But that's right, I happen to like the crumbling look of that part of town. Perhaps the queen could have been a lot less great in town.
The point is, she's definitely hiding something.
Yes, it seems she's not going to be forthcoming with the truth.
I watched she was there that evening. Must mean there's a reason for her not being able to know. That's the key to this. And you, Mr. Shakespeare, on the evening of the incident 6 days ago, would you tell the court what exactly you were doing? 'Twould be my pleasure, sir. Tell me, you say. Which one? 'Twas the slug and salad where I did tie. 'Tis a jewel in the East End. And a little unexpected, I feel. What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeps? The slug and salad offers unusually fine value for the locality at least. Not an establishment you would expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in the room.
It's true, the menu is premium crust of bread and glasses of water and different levels of cutting.
I would have expected Grub's grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your meals. Water is soap and mushy peas, soapy water and pea like mush. All equally appetizing. I just wanted to try water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that? How different can water really be? Unless if it's mineral water. That's how.
Or perhaps there's a more plausible explanation. The specific reason why you had to go to that particular establishment.
Great. In fact, on that day in old days, he dined at a place he normally wouldn't. It does stand out. Mr. Shakespeare's own action on the day of the incident 6 days ago was slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions. There it is, we do. Mr. Shakespeare. Yes, sir. On the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Cellar, a place you don't normally patronize, for a very particular reason? I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou hast some purpose, speakest. Very well, I will present the court with evidence. Evidence that explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day, namely, because of this. I believe this card reveals the answer. It's either the card or the torn off end of envelope. They're both right. Good Lord, Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shakespeare, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Personally, I find it hard to believe that that's coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shakespeare?
Excuse me, can I say something?
Yes, Miss Green.
That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it?
Well, you think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely...
My lord,
Hey, what?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card. I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well, then. You may amend your testimony to include details about the peculiar note.
This note was given to me at my address. It has nothing to do with the odd man next to me here.
The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible, everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is.
What do you mean?
Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope.
Is it?
And it so happens that it fits perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shakespeare's room. In my room? Mr. Shakespeare. Do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Well, your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. So that's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shakespeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green.
What did I do?
As this torn-off end of envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shakespeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I was just a fledgling artist after all.
Bullshit! There is only One explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it. You did what? Sigh! Thou hast what? You broke, thou were in my room? What on earth do you want with me? Twould seem that both witnesses need to testify again. Miss Green.
Yes.
As you have the court sympathy, I'm sorry for the suffering you have endured in recent events. Anyone found to be giving false testimony in the court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Yes, I know.
Very well then, officers. You will give formal testimony again now. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. The anomaly of the note. I do remember now, 'twas a week ago, peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day written therein, I did tie a long hour at the slug and sadly nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening, I shared the company of the Japanese fellow. I did see the note had vanished.
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I could put out the video here and ask for that tuna piece of the envelope. I don't know anything about it.
You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspeare? Faith 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodging. Yes, it is clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes on it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie. Is that what you think? How fab you think I'm the one lie?
I beg your pardon.
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie.
What?
That note was delivered to me at my address, precise. We all know who the liar around here is.
That's true, Miss Green. How do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was without question found in Mr. Shamspeare's room.
I don't see why I should explain.
Sorry?
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to see what happened. That's all. It's your job to give explanation and proof. You, the fledgling lawyer.
The fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Well, counsel? I'm ready, my lord. Very well, then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspeare's room. There could be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note.
Yes, two facts are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all this. And it's not a pretty one. Could you explain this then? Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilt during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sum's chemistry said, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine. What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shumspeare? Oh! Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shumspeare's room with poison. Goodness me. You broke into my room! May seem incredible to the court. But from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shumspeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green. Order! Order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts. But Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago. And the victim had put her mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected. The attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, sure did. Well, that's a very good point. Perhaps not, my lord. I beg pardon. Huh? There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on the road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing trial. Circumspect criminal would likely have been chosen not to carry out the ongoing crime. What?
And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shumspeare's address.
More activity? Oh, yeah. It means fellow lodger Natsume being arrested on suspicion of murder.
That's right, and as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shumspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason, to cause the gas stove in Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
Choking. Once Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In circumstances, Mr. Shumspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe. His intended victim being imprisoned. We did need to tamper with the gas and all the poison on the pipe named
And then 3 days now, the situation changed again.
Right, Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. That very night, his gas stove was mysteriously out, and Mr. Shumspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Maddie! With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan. My plan. The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the slug and cell at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear. Quite so, the village will not be at home about these 30 times. To make sure I wasn't home? Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green, yes. In order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. Order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness? She's going to turn into a goblin? Just who are you? Why'd you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. So that's what's behind all this. You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, Counsel. Which person behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life? This man right here, Dr. Ross. That's right. Before the defendant, Natsumi, took up residence in the lodgings and investigators, somebody else was ready. Mr. Duncan Ross. I know I heard the name somewhere else. Sort of prepared for someone. When the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings. That does ring a bell. Of course, yes. I remember now. The young man they claim was strangled by the convict's curse or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple. And she wanted to get back at him for killing the love of her life. Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious death. That's all people care about. If it's an interesting story they want to know, it doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they are bored, just 1 month later, once the story lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You mean you... Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy, the murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Yay! Miss Green, is it not the case? In order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspeare, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in understanding that you now accuse both parties, Counsel? Each on different counts of murder? Yes, my lord. That's correct. Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken a lungful dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. What? Why was Mr. Chancellor wanted to kill you, so you have completely failed to provide motive to substantiate your accusation. You have completely failed to provide motive to substantiate your accusation against the man.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies! What lies? I deny every utterance! Then you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
He's holding it like a sword. I've actually done that with a buffalo drum. Because if you really look at a buffalo drum, it looks like the buffalo drum looks like a shield. And the stick that you beat it on is like a sword. So I did that once. Like basically I played with it just like that. Like basically use my arm like as the base. My left arm as the base. And my right arm just to, make it beat off. So I would. But you broke into the man's room! If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? I'm not here to fight you, woman.
I said I have to look around, that's all.
Sorry?
You're right, I suspected him. So I thought I might find some evidence or something in his room. Heavens, it wasn't him who took the gun stuff.
Oh, vileness! Affinity! Mortality! Oh, rotundity of woman! But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. I do turn the key in the lock.
That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some tubs and a piece of wire.
She has turned into the mistress of Omaka. Hello for this! Hold on for this! A tyranny! A profanity of women! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, here look out what you found. What evidence or such we need.
No, I spotted note that I sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath there I discovered a secret hiding place.
Eh? Yes, we also discovered a hiding place.
Inside we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Ah yes, where everything is when I found it. The box wasn't empty.
What? There was something in it?
Yes.
The key.
This rather nice key.
What are you doing with that? What the?
Every ounce of color has drained from its face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherit it! What was that with it? What did you say? You inherited it. What's all this about? He inherited that key?
Here's our theme, one piece and took on to such things as I, so I took it.
find this minute. Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness.
So Mr. Shakespeare has tried and in one case succeeded to take the life of two lodgers. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shakespeare at first. But considering everything we know now, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
Ooze!
I need to go every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen. Because I'm sure I just can't never runs through all these events.
In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to support the court. In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim. What is it that you say can explain the motivation for Mr. Shakespeare's alleged crimes?
This.
Yes, an official police report.
They said that if I...
How did you get hold of that?
Citizen! And now, sadly, deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant, Mr. Knotsman, have only one thing linking them. The fact that they have lodging to the same room.
Well, yes, we know this, Henry.
A room that was formerly occupied by the State. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
My shame.
So it happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. It be some 1,000 pounds worth of wood that he stole, which has yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
1,000 pounds lost on road to hell. That was how the people sold it. And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen note, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in. He was the one.
You mean this case?
Mr. Shakespeare, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital defender's side when he died, were you not?
What are you talking about? Tis false charge! I tell you, false charge!
The name of the inmate was certain that his death is important in his claim. Not a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
The loot. There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot. Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shakespeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. He was let out of prison following Selden's death. He made immediately for Mr. Gary Depp's lodgings in hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to honor him the accommodation of his choice. Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross. Which is why Mr. Shakespeare subsequently devised his guard
fast-paced plot to kill the occupant. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had weaved into it. Mr. Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case list. So you decided to use the ploy with the gasket, didn't you, Mr. Shakespeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and vicarious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. You. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch me neck. This didn't want you to do anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's hidden in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Yeah, it's the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Shakespeare. Smile. What did you just say? It's mine. God. Loot is mine. Mr. Shakespeare? It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? Oh God, that face. Damn! It's so bad I had to do it twice. Good Lord. After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fella. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? What the? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me for the time being anyway. Verily! You can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck? I'm suspicious. I just need a few more hours. I thought to myself that I'd get my hands on it, and I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up? There's no question in my mind now. That man's guilty through and through.
I see similarly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Nadaono.
There is a way.
Huh?
There's one way I can finish it.
No.
He's already committed the most heinous crime to get his hand on the loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first. Find her. But not for the fact that the police thoroughly assessed the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If he's there at all, it must be very well he did. Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot.
If only there was some way we could find a conference room quickly.
This is the final piece in this complex puzzle. But I think something that can help us find where that loot's hidden. My lord! Yes, Count. The defense would like to make a proposal. How about how to find the late convict's hidden loot? I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique that's already definitely paid off there. Very well then, Coach. Let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's home? Well, it's this right here. If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shakespeare's handprints on the wall of his lodging. That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective Mr. Stokes.
A great detective. Is this some kind of joke? Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one. Mr. Shakespeare. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title. Yeah! 'Tis Harlock Sims himself! What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital. Ah, Mr. Reaper, it's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since last we met. Mr. Soames! Does no more than she's standing. Well enough to say something like that in any case. Mr. Soames. Oh, you man? He hailed as a great detective by the population at large. That does not give you the right to come and go in my court.
If I may, my lord, this is some newly developed scientific method has helped us to recover vital clues in this case already.
Who are you saying? I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. You need only a small sample, something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used the teacup you had been holding. Elementary. So now, Naruto! Ah, yeah? What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time? Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Soames. The convict was arrested. He was living in what is now Soski's. He needs help to help. Okay. So, that's... We need a sample to help locate Selden's loop that's hidden in his altar. What form will the sample take? We will need something of Selden's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something the convent own happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record. On my word, because the reasoning appears to be only up. So which particular person do you have in mind? From whom can we obtain a position of the late convict Sheldon to create this indicator solution? Shops of fun. Miss Green.
you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretions from the man's skin on its surface that we can use. Very true. That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required for Mr. Soam's skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent. Gah! Mr. Shoutsman has one great remember I assure you. If the convict's holes hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, I shall cover it no more than 30 minutes. So, Mr. Shamsman, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth.
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sums have his key.
No! Give the key to me! The detective shall have it! It's over, Mr. Shamsman. No! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt! What? Oh, shameful despair! Despair! Be thy name! Well, that Joker was wild, wasn't he? I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all. So you did have time to find the convict's hall of stolen loot. Yet after you killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room. I asked the landlord to come. I believe him, but he refused. Why? I was 3 months behind with the rent for one thing. Mr. Gary really had a lot to put up with. And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, but the full amount of action for a while. And this Japanese man's full dead just that moment decided to leave.
Poor Natsume, one unfortunate time.
Then 5 days ago, after the incident viral with the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it was to be. Lord was seen and sealed off and guarded by the police mounted man.
And if I remember rightly, Mr. Sums spent the whole day in there reading books.
I couldn't even get another search for the which is why, on the day Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, he once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room. Unbeknownst to you, however, that action will lead you into a deadly trap.
William Shakespeare. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
From Shakespeare, Hamlet, actually, Simon.
And let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Damn, girl. Damn.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died.
The supplies in my new lodgings are a complete disaster. Gas.
The gas supply.
Yes, the stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason.
That's not true.
They say it's the compass gas.
Oh, Duncan, please don't say that. Look how hot she is.
Oh, and if it's that important to you, I'll stop looking for a new place. That's better.
There's spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight?
No, I better not. We said we'd wait until we graduate before we told our parents, remember?
But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gun. If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted that he left that horrible room that instant. But instead, all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school. But something kept drawing me back to the house on Broadwood. I saw a sleek, Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one day in 97. He walked up to the road to Grubb's Grubbery for some food, so I found him. Sat myself down next to him. Has some watery-looking soup inside to pick up a quarrel with the publican.
That place is cursed, I tell you! Curse it! Because of that convict who used to live there! He's trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night, facing to death because the stove has gone out. The room's full of cows like a hardly beef. But the pipes checked, no problem there. It's like I'm the problem! That's what they're thinking!
But how could that be? Duncan was gone and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? And then I remembered a rumor I heard about the gas companies going around investigating gas installations.
You mean...
Yes, everybody's heard the story seems about how they go around checking the pipes.
Anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipeline.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt and vagabond patches. Was it really lesson? Once I had the idea, would leave me alone, taking me day and night. And one of the black markets in the east.
Why?
I've never been, I just heard people talk about them. And you really can't find anything you can think of there. Some ways, being able to get my hands on the stories you made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan Stephanie wasn't right.
I knew to you chose a method for establishing the smear poison on the gas pipe you was inspected around the tampering with Mr. Shamspeare was innocent, nothing would come of what you've done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes too.
I found out the name I suspected, William Shakespeare. And then I wrote him this letter. I have information regarding the death of Duncan. Come to this sluggish Saturday, where I wrote at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. he had done it, I knew that would worry him. So he'd be sure to go. Can't wait to see if it works.
And of course, Mr. Shamsbury followed the instructions to the letter.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So I smeared a good amount of poison water all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done. And it was all just a wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done. And that the culprit would just get his desserts.
Damn, woman. That's... Damn. That's far beyond fucked up. That's downright evil. Through and through, that is sheer evil. 3 days ago, when you were first stored in the mouth, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward. Yes, my lord! I should never imagine the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the sheet. It has been a noble my niece friend. Oh, yeah. And one I certainly did envisage walking. Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel as well. Miss Green.
Yes, my lord.
You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shamsbury.
Yes, my lord.
And you, Mr. Shamsbury, you will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood. And the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soski Knox may be present.
Mr. Narahoto?
Yes?
Yesterday at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me
From ending your life by drinking what was left in that poison bottle?
I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my mind. To me, or not to me, I suppose. That's the question. That's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of your being here, Miss Green. And I'd like to. That's a blessing Mr. Shamsbury didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
Because of you, I chose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green.
Mr. Suskin Knoxman. Yes, my lord! The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I will call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present the verdict of not guilty. We are in full agreement, my lord. In that case, I hereby declare the defendant not guilty! Court's adjourned. that day, 3:24 p.m. in the antechamber. Yes, at last. Divine justice duty done! Divine justice. My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would shave that mustache. No! This has nothing to do with my mustache!
Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Soames.
Locum student, not order, Esquire. Once again, you've saved me from doom! I'm very happy to have been able to help on this one. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days. I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature while in our great Ormland Empire. And then, by twisted fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. The tries of mine had never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly books.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
But a week ago now, I dragged you out of that dark room. You did. And I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years today. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of folk. Oh, dear fellow. There's nothing special about the true face of the English, as you know. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine circumstances. Differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that wherever our nationality goes, we humans all have these same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live. That's true. Well said. I come to feel the same way. I made a decision. I'm going to cut short my study tour and return to Japan. What?
Just when we become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
Oh, I know. That tugs at my heartstrings, he really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. Novels.
Oh my, so you'll be creating your own nature maximum? How wonderful.
No, I mean, I would presume to call it literature. Why not? When that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. I suppose you're right. Yes, it will in a way be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I've no delusions of grandeur.
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Well, all things considered, maybe for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper. That's very true.
And there's no salvation for a person in the dark when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
It's desire to return post haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes. Faced with such a terrifying prospect, nobody would consider that cowardly. I'm quite sure.
Don't let him fuck with you. That's all you're doing. Just fuck with you. But that's not why I'm leaving! I meant it! Iggy! And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago. Soseki did return to Japan and submit a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the skull. And barely any time later, Susato was given the news that she must return to Japan as well. On the back of the telegram stating falsely that her father has fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day. The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings. February 24th, 10:13 a.m. Natsume's room.
Oh, well done, Mr. Solms. How simply marvelous of you to recover the secret hiding place in just one day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes? As I believe I told you, my dear fellow, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Griggs?
Greggy's been happily munching and agreeing this whole time, you know, Hattie? Happily, I think perhaps humorously might become happy. I think perhaps humorously might be closer to the truth.
So, transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot that is looked at? If you're ready, let's examine the late burglar's hole. What is that?
It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar.
Collar? It's huge though. It's bloody.
And look at all the gemstones set in it. I can see why it's claimed to be 1,000 pounds. Perhaps I can use that for them. Well, have you noticed on the inside there? There's some dark stains.
You don't think they could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot.
Looks like it does. Perhaps I won't have it as a belt. And of course, there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
What does it signify to you?
Oh, I didn't know that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before. What could it be?
That's enough of that, I think. What? What's the matter with Mr. Soames? All the color is portrayed from his face. Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this, oughtn't you? Couldn't be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key. Oh, get some clever hands, I'll tell you what. An admiral won't know. I've never seen a collar that large before. All those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. That's not what stood out the most to me, at least not once I noticed it.
was a funny case, wasn't it? Please help button them up.
You look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. But this case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
You're talking about the latest installment of the adventures of Harlock Storms, I presume?
The mystery of the knife and the mustache man and the convict's curse bag. I can make it a 2-part story. Oh, I can't wait.
What, please, Iris?
Yes, what is it, Harry?
I'm sorry, but you can't fight about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your 2 titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear?
Yes.
こうして漱石さんの2つ目の事件は闇に葬られた。今ならわかる気がする。なぜあの時ホームズさんが事件の発表を禁じたのか。全てが一つにつながるにはもう少し時間が必要だった。物語が再び動き出したのは佐藤さんの手紙が届いて2ヶ月後。その事件はかのロンドン万博の最中に起こったのだった。
That's the end of that case. So that we are going to save like so. Overwrite what we just did. And next time we're going to be dealing with the first part of investigation of episode 3, The Return of the Great Departed Soul. So stay tuned. More of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve right after this.